Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. So we had a pretty long meeting last night. We had a lot of stuff that we went over. The main thing was entertainment licenses.
Ooh, those are fun.
Yeah. To make a long story short, what the board decided to do was not make any significant changes right now. We talked about a new license application, only an application, nothing more. And there were some concerns about what's in the application. Not that it applies to anybody who currently has a license, but there was some concern. So we're going to take a look at the application. The board also is going to, I think one board member with maybe the police and the fire chiefs are going to have a little meeting and go over the concerns and what some of the options are to deal with them in a little more detail, and then meet with the restaurant association and restaurant entertainment people. Well, it's about noise levels, closing times, whether or not, if you live in a more residential area, if your business is in a more residential area and you have entertainment, should you maybe close a little earlier than a downtown environment where it's mostly businesses, not residences? So they're just, I think the board felt like they should take this in a careful, deliberative manner, and so that's what they're going to do. So no changes immediately. They're going to talk probably throughout the spring and summer, and then bring the whole thing back for any potential changes next fall. The one change the one policy decision they did make is, I hope I get this right, if there are 3 verified complaints in a row, or whatever, I guess in a row, the 3rd complaint will generate a report to the Board of Selectmen and a recommendation to schedule a hearing to discuss that license. It's not, so a complaint would be, not the same person calling 3 times in a row. It would be, necessarily, if somebody calls at 10 and the police go to the establishment and don't find anything, that's not a verified complaint. If they do find something, that's a verified complaint. Okay, so that kind of went on for a while. They did a bunch of real estate items. We do not have a board meeting next week because of town meeting. Town meeting starts on Tuesday, April 2nd, 6 p.m., Nantucket High School Auditorium. The warrant is online and it's been mailed. It's also, we have some copies in the office. It'll be available at town meeting. So we hope, of course, that people will turn out to town meeting. No BOS next week, town meeting. Oh, I wanted to mention something about, remember a couple weeks ago the board eliminated, suspended might be a better term, the hard-to-handle waste fees for things like refrigerators, couches, the bulky items, mattresses, TVs, stuff like that, in the hopes that rather than illegally dumping these items, people will bring them to the landfill at no cost. That was supposed to start April 1st, but there apparently was some confusion out in the public about when it started. So we called our landfill operator and said, just start it now. So it's only, April 1st is only a few days away, but it's in effect now. So
you can bring what?
You can bring the bulky things, mattresses, chairs, refrigerators, TVs, computer monitors. Not right now. No, we're gonna see if that will generate people, instead of irresponsibly, illegally dumping this stuff.
Right.
Now, and I do want to know, there are responsible people who actually regularly take things to the landfill and pay for them. So it's not like, it's so incredibly burdensome to have to pay for something. But maybe to some people it is. But that doesn't mean they should go dump it wherever they want.
Right.
And I do want to just mention that there is a cost to the town to dispose of these items, whether they're dumped illegally or not. Hopefully, eventually, the stuff will end up at the landfill and it has to be taken off island for disposal. So there's a cost to it, which is why there's a cost in the first place for these things, to help offset the cost of true, proper disposal, not improper disposal. So anyway, the waste fees are suspended now. Gino, it is Light Up Blue Day next Tuesday for autism
Speaks.
awareness.
Autism awareness, yeah.
And here at the town building, we are going to hopefully all remember to dress in blue, and we're going to have a photo taken in the front of the building at 9 o'clock on Tuesday. If any, we'd be happy to have anybody come down dressed in blue to get their photo taken if you want to do that.
That's
Tuesday
a great
at 9.
idea.
Yeah, we did it last year too. It was fun. No snacks though. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's,
Yeah, I'm not going to go now. No, of course I'm going to go. Okay, what else? What are you hearing?
That's
You
it?
got the. Is there anything else?
oh, the whole meeting was almost 4 hours
I
long?
know.
and it-
Yeah, I know. What you
That's
mean.
it?
No, that wasn't it.
You don't want to talk more about it?
All right, I'll talk about it.
What else?
The board did my performance evaluation.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's huge news.
Is it? Is it really?
What if it wasn't good? Would you actually talk about it?
No.
Okay.
I'd probably leave town. No, they were. It was good.
Yeah, but if it's good, Libby, they have to be objective. You have to get better and better all the time. You have to live up to the standard.
Yes, there's a high bar. They were very good about doing the evaluation. They had some discussion at the beginning about the instrument. There's a form that some of them like it, some of them don't like it. Some of them wanted to talk about a specific process, which we kind of already have in place, and some did not. So to make a long story short, they finally went through the form verbally. And the form is things like personnel management, finance and budget management, leadership, communications, so all the normal personnel performance evaluation items. So they went through, they identified some areas for improvement. Financial management is an area of improvement, reporting and analysis, and I agree, we could do a better job at that. They were complimentary about a number of areas as well, which I was grateful for. And just some general other issues. There are a lot of things that go on in the town of Nantucket that don't go on in most other towns because of our remote situation. We have a nursing home, we have a landfill, an airport, a school, a town pier, a marine department.
Are we going to
no
get a
mutual
funeral
aid.
home pretty soon?
I won't say the phrase that just jumped into my head, but I don't think so.
You were going to say over
That's
my
general-
dead body?
I've learned never to say that phrase ever, but that did jump into my mind.
Oh, gosh.
But that is
up
not
to the
a typical
voters.
municipal function.
Isn't it an article that's come up?
The article is a non-binding sense
Oh.
of the meeting to see if the town would support the formation of a nonprofit group called, I forgot what it was called, Life Foundation or something
All right.
like that. Anyway, back to me.
Sure.
I already forgot what I was saying.
But overall,
Overall, it was good. So I was saying that Nantucket has a situation that a lot of other municipalities don't. A lot of other town managers don't have to deal with all the things we have to deal with, but we don't have really a different staffing structure than them. So one of the discussion items was we don't seem to have enough time to do planning, long-term planning, even short-term planning kind of can take a while. Now we have been doing a lot with personnel and the departmental consolidations and the reorganizations and things like that. That has taken a massive amount of time, more time than anybody can imagine. So that's something that has detracted a bit from long-term planning, and hopefully we're going to be getting to long-term planning. But time is precious, and we don't have a lot of it. One of the things the board talked about was the fires that have to be put out all the time, the theoretical fires. And that's true. There's a lot of things that come up. Sometimes board members come up with something, oh, hey, we got to do this right now. It wasn't never talked about, back when it could have been more planned out. But that's an issue that happens, and they talked a bit about that. So we do have in our budget for fiscal 14 funding to do a study of town government. How has it changed, but is our staffing structure appropriate to manage this organization? And what additional things ought we to be spending more time on, and what ought we to maybe be spending less time on? So I think that'll help this whole thing. So anyway, it was overall, I think it was pretty positive.
okay.
That's about it for now. Guess whose birthday it is today? Kate Sale,
Your sister.
my sister, my older sister. She hates it when I say that.
She's old.
She's not really older. She is old though.
Yeah. Real
I tell people she's older. I'm not even going to say who's older. Let's let people guess that.
old. All right.
Okay. So we may or may not do, well, are we going to do a show next week? We
Sure.
not, after town meeting? Little town meeting wrap-up?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, we'll do it.
All right, sounds good. Thanks very much. See you next time.